let's talk about pastel papers. Now that's the one thing you've really got to have, or mainly two things: pencils and paper. There's a wide variety of papers. I only use one brand myself, Pastel Mat, and I'm going to show you just briefly why I use that and how it comes in packages and booklets as well. So let's look at that in a bit more depth. Pastel Mat paper comes in a few different formats. You can have them in books. They usually got kind of a colour theme going on, so blues, greens, or perhaps sienna browns. Unfortunately, if you buy them in books, there's usually colours in there that you won't use often. For me, I very rarely ever use whites or greens. But what is good, you can buy individual sheets. You can either get them in just a little bit larger than A4, or you can get them in really huge sheets, which is the way I like to purchase them, because it's by far the most cost-effective way. I then cut them down to the size that I want. The other thing to keep in mind, you can get them in a thick format, like a card. Okay, so that's unbendable. That is really very thick, so that's a board, a Pastel Mat board, or you can get them in the paper. So it's still, you know, really quite thick, but it is bendable then. So the board is much more expensive, but the surface is really the same. So I generally use the thinner one myself. Now with Pastel Mat paper, you'll think it's expensive, but don't think of this as paper. You can't think of it just as like a thin sheet of paper, or even as paper kind of like watercolor paper, because you need to think of this more like a canvas. So much processing goes into it. It's multi-layered as well. They start off with a, you know, kind of a thick paper backing board, and they put in fibers and things on top to give it this really unique surface that holds the pastel like no other paper. There's absolutely nothing else out there that holds the pastel like this. I don't earn money from them. I'm not paid to say anything about it. You see on all my videos, this is the only type of paper that I use, Pastel Mat. And it just holds the pastel and allows much more detail, because we can put more layers on there. As I said, it really holds the pastel into the surface. So what's my favorite colors? Okay, brown, which is this one, dark gray, but my absolute favorite is light blue. It's not blue, don't worry, it's more of a gray color with perhaps a little hint of blue in there, but that one I find the light blue is suited to more subjects than any other color. So my first paper I would buy color would be light blue, then it would be brown, then it would possibly be dark gray, sienna, something like that. Okay, but my top two would be the brown and the light blue. Doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. If you're struggling to draw animals or to improve your art, I can share with you the techniques I've learned over 25 years, so you can avoid frustration and trial and error and start to enjoy drawing and creating straight away. Hi, my name is Jason Morgan. I'm a professional artist, and I would love to be your guide on your unique art journey. I've fallen in love with pastels, and I'm sure you will too. There's really no other medium that has the vibrancy and colour intensity and the ability to put light over dark. That's an absolute game changer for the animal artist. Now on my channel, you get immediate access to hundreds of hours of lessons and demonstrations, and you go completely at your own pace. There is absolutely no rushing in my art channel and lessons. Think of it like a video library. You pick the video you like, something that really takes your fancy, and you take as long as you want to complete it. Or alternatively, you can watch my videos, learn the techniques, and apply them to the subjects that really inspire you. And you also get new reference photos each month. They're copyright free. You can use them in your art, sell your art, no worries whatsoever. Many of my artists came to me with little to no art ability whatsoever, and they're truly amazed with what they're now creating. You could be doing that as well. Now, don't think age is a problem. You're really never too old to start learning and enjoying art, and many of my students are 40, 50, 60, 70, even 80 years of age. Now, my channel is about much more than lessons and techniques. You also get access to my secret private Facebook group, and that's full of members that's literally grown up with my channel. They're super supportive and kind. They come from all over the world. So if you've got any questions, you can rest assured there's going to be someone there really quick with a solution to your problems. Now, with my channel, you're not tied into any contract. You can literally come and go as you please. You can go up tiers, you can go down tiers, whatever you want. And there's a tier and a price to suit literally any pocket. Now, I've been doing art lessons for many, many years, and I really pride myself on trying to create the absolute best lessons and demonstrations I possibly can. I really hope to see you there soon so you can start your art journey, and I can't wait to see what you can achieve.